The incredible DragonLance saga comes to its thrilling conclusion in this high-level adventure. The heroes face their ultimate challenge as the Queen of Darkness exerts all her might to claim Kryn as her own. Will the heroes defeat the Queen, or will the heroes themselves be defeated? What will Kryn's future be? One of light or one of darkness? Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But anyway.
And with that, we are live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Atomic Peanut Butter Presents DragonLance: Dragons of Triumph, Part 5. Nope, 6. We're moving along. We're at the end. We can't see you, Gary. Gary's doing, and plus most people consume this on audio podcast, and so Gary
don't care.
Doing little gestures, which you'll never know about.
Don't care.
Gentle viewers and listeners. Anyway, I'm Adam.
You're missing out on some great acting, by the way, by just doing the podcast. We really do recommend you tune in live to get the real full experience.
Plus, you can join us in chat. Now, where do you do this? Where do you go? You go to Twitch/Atomic Peanut Butter Group. You can also watch us live on YouTube/Atomic Peanut Butter Group and Will's Facebook page, Wicked Studios 11, because the first 10 of them are all porn sites. I am Adam. I am your dungeon master.
Put my shirt back on again. Is that what you're saying?
Festivity, yes, please. I am Adam, your dungeon master for tonight's festivities. And if you do want to listen to us on podcast, go to DragonLance Chronicles. Let's introduce the group. We have a guest here tonight. Long-time viewers and listeners might recognize him.
Long-time viewer, first-time caller.
Let's start with Will.Player.
Hello. Oh, is that right? All right, there you go. Those were lame, but
those were lame.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.Player. I will be playing Schmeenbrugge. Question mark?
You seem confused. That's the only character you have left. We killed off your other character while you weren't here.
Well, it could be a new character. You don't know. That's why the question mark.
It could be that bartender. That bartender
into suspense.
Cool,
yeah. Good evening, Bromenard and Blind Umpire. All right, let's move on.
Bromenard says that we'll be using shadow puppets tonight, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, just shadow puppets.
Right.
There'll be no talking. Let's move on to Gaz, because why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Hi, I'm Gaz, and tonight I'll be playing one of a variety of characters. Let's see, who do we have? We got Kurlathon, the half-elf rogue. Not that kind of rogue. We've got Vantellis, the Unicorn Warlock, Elven Noble. And we've got Athea Green Mist, the... What is she? Hexblood. Yeah, none of them know that, but she's the hex. I might as well just say it, because it hasn't come up enough.
It hasn't come up at all. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Let's
that's it.
move on to Kem-chan.
Hey, I am still Kem-chan. Kem-chan is still playing Jadek, our Minotaur pirate captain, and also Gorel, our one of two original players left?
Well, characters, yeah. We've got
three
original players here tonight.
Three,
but only two original characters.
Yeah.
We need to resurrect. Wait, we need to resurrect one for Will.
No.
Oh, all right.
Nobody liked them.
Will, I tried.
Everyone
liked Linus. Everyone liked
Yes,
Linus.
there you go. You can resurrect Linus.
Bring back Linus.
Yes, fan favorite. And, and
really
Adam just mercilessly killed him for no reason.
That's life.
I for one, would like to see Linus come back.
We'll start a petition.
You could have left Linus as like what was that shadow thing or whatever?
A wraith?
Yeah, a wraith.
Yeah,
he was eaten by a troll.
No.
Yeah, he was.
No, Linus wasn't eaten by a troll. He was killed by that shadow dragon.
Oh, that's right. No, you're right. You're right. He just almost got killed by a troll.
Brominard says, resurrect Riverwind. He's the best. Don't worry, Brominard. Riverwind, by the way, great guy. Great guy.
Oh, we love that guy.
Oh,
really?
He's dead?
He's not dead. He's still alive and out there. He is,
oh, okay.
Yeah, part of the council. The White
I think
Stone
he meant
Council.
Silver Fox.
Yeah, no, that guy sucked.
How about Gray Fox?
That guy was just as bad.
Silver Swift Wind.
See, but with Linus, since he was killed by the shadow dragon thing, there could be some magic thing of him coming back. Easy.
No, then you killed
A
him.
good DM could bring him back.
Exactly. That's what I'm going for there, Will. Thank you for understanding.
Well, fortunately, you don't have one of those here tonight.
Speaking of which, we should go back to Eberron sometime soon.
That's up to you. Once we're through with this. Sedge, moving on to you.
Hello, that's me. And I play, as always, Feldspark Keystone, Dwarven Ranger with a bone to pick with the Dragon Army, and Sir Rick Cordwood, who, in a cunning ruse, is disguised as a humble prison guard named Desk.
Rick Cordwood is the only one doing his job, by the way. Literally the only one doing his job.
Kind of disappointed in you, Sedge.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I don't know. Caleb is doing what he was.
That's true. Caleb too. I forgot about that. Speaking of, let's segue to Michael. Hey, Mike.
Hey, I'm Michael. I'll be playing Caleb Aramis Valian, the attaché to the Order of the White Robes, who is currently hanging out with some dude named Zane, I guess. Seems like an okay type of fellow who wants me to be his apprentice, so that sounds like a good gig. Probably take him up on that.
The first person who's wanted you to do anything since you've been in this group.
I mean, yeah, I was the first person who was actually nice to me, so there's that. We also be playing Stone Moss, who was Caleb's grandpa, apparently. So that's an interesting thing. Stone Moss, of course, being the astral druid who likes to sleep in, stone. And came from the age of the cataclysm and woke up and found himself here.
And look for Michael's new memoir, I Am My Own Grandpa.
Yeah.
Coming soon to bookstores near you. All right, let's get into it. I'm still sick, so bear with me if I'm coughing in your ears. I apologize in advance. I will try to mute myself when doing it. But who knows? Who knows what can happen here on D&D Fridays? It's also Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, guys. And let's get into it. Antecedently on DragonLance, well, the group has made it to Naraka. They have to stop the Queen of Darkness from entering Kryn, which should happen in 4 days' time. But we might hand wave some of these days. Then we've got the Council of High Lords, which are all the High Lords are going to be in the same place at the same time, including Emperor Ariakis. And the group was tasked by Sir Gunther Wistan to help create some havoc within the dragon armies, since all of the leaders and their entourages will be in the temple all at the same time there. And they are on the attack, the Whitestone army. Elves, dwarves, humans, all sorts of good aligned creatures coming to take on the dragon armies once and for all in their hometown. There's also
home court advantage.
It does give them the home court advantage, but you know what? Sometimes you got to play on the road, Mike. Sometimes you got to play on the road. We also have a couple of personal items to take care of. We have Gorel and Curlithlon, tasked by Flint Fireforge, the deceased Flint Fireforge. You missed that, Will, too. Flint died of natural causes.
Natural causes?
Yeah.
He drunk himself to death?
He had a heart attack. Or stroke.
Aw. How's Gorel doing?
He's not doing well, if you can see.
Not doing well. He is...
That's why this takes place in a bar. I get it.
He's not in that bar.
No, he's not in that bar. Gorel is just like...
He'd be better off in that bar.
He would be, yes. He's just going headfirst into every trap he can find.
Literally. He literally set off like 6 traps in a row.
Well, when you have that many hit points.
Yeah.
No point in getting the rogue to open anything for him.
Takes too long.
But anyway.
Not that kind of rogue.
Here's that kind of... That's the kind of rogue he is. No one's ever let him be that kind of rogue. They wanted him to be every other kind of rogue except for the rogue he is.
Kind of sad.
And isn't that just life, guys? Isn't that life in a nutshell? Thank you, Michael, for subscribing with Prime. Michael subscribed for 4 months. Currently on a 3-month streak. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And we have... So Curlithlon and Gorel, tasked by the dying Flint with his last words to try to save Kitiara from herself. We have Chuck's character, Burke. Chuck couldn't bother to be here tonight. And his daughter is still kidnapped or imprisoned here somewhere in Naraka, who has been found by Sir Rick Cordwood, a.k.a. Deck Floorboards in his disguise.
Common name.
Another person that they're trying to rescue is Lorana Kanan, the elven princess, also imprisoned here in Naraka. Again, also found by under the temple of the Queen of Darkness, Takesis, found by Rick Cordwood, but still imprisoned. And then we've got Feldspar, who has got a bone to pick with the dragon armies, but specifically High Master Toad. So maybe there'll be some of that. As well as they have Barum Everman, guy with the green gemstone in his chest, who is somehow able to lock the door to the portal that Takesis is trying to enter, or will be trying to enter. They need to get him down into the basement to be able to do whatever he needs to do to lock the door, and then they're going to need a couple of people to, or who knows how many, to push Takesis back through the gate, the portal, if she's able to go out that way, before Barum can lock it. And we've got Calum, who was sent on a mission to stop Zane by Parsalian, the leader of the white-robed mages, And what has he done? He's become his BFF and is now a budding apprentice. So everything is going according to plan. We have half the group still in the Hair of the Troll Tavern, along with Odie, now goes by the name Maelstrom, who is working for the Resistance, called the Hidden Light, and he has been smuggling prisoners out of the city. And we've got Calum with Zane, also in the Green Quarter, both of them in the Green Quarter. We have Cordwood underneath the temple. And we have the others, Burke, Kurlithlon, and Gorel in the officer's cabin outside of Kitiara's villa, where they've not only broken into, stolen all of the recruiter, goes by the name of Dahani Starfeather, but they've also killed Starfeather and killed 2 of his guards. Although they only think they've killed one, they think the other is still tied up in that room, because Burke killed him when the others had left the room. And they left off with Kitiara banging on the door, looking for Dahani Starfeather. She is now entered Naraka. But before we get to that, let's go back in the Wayback Machine.
Oh boy.
And into the City of Doom, Sanction, where we last saw Smeen Bruga as he crawls out from under the dead dragon in the dungeons below the Temple of Lachesis in Sanction, City of Doom. This is your line. Do you have your thing?
Oh, so now, okay. Did you read that verbatim? Oh, you did. I should probably read that part too.
We don't rehearse here or anything. This is
correct.
Live.
Yes.
Live.
Welcome back, Will.
Correct.
He's a little rusty.
Well, I just thought it would be, more energy into it.
More fanfare. There were no trumpets. There were no dwarves announcing anybody on the battlements. It's pretty,
So do you want me to say it again?
Please say the line, and then we'll continue. Yeah.
Say your line with passion.
That's it.
Michael was talking over that. You got to say, we didn't hear your line because Michael was talking.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh,
Sorry.
thanks,
Sorry.
Michael.
I'm sorry.
Take 2. Take 3.
Okay, 3.
Okay. I got one.
The battle was over, and his companions had left him for dead, but Smeen was alive, and he had killed a dragon, finally. The dragon used to corrupt the good dragon eggs. That felt good. He looked around, seeing the dead body of the wizard who was performing the disgusting rite, but the cleric was gone.
What? I'll find you, you fucker.
Smeen dusts himself off and starts back down the tunnel towards the barracks and finds the skinny, malnourished, dark cleric hiding behind his bunk and immediately walks over and decapitates him. Then takes a breather before heading out of the temple. In the confusion after the death of Commander Garrett Covington, Smeen was able to sneak out of Sanction with some documents about something called the Council of High Lords, where all of the Dragon Army High Lords will meet with Emperor Ariakis and perform the ritual to allow Lachesis to enter Krynn. Without hesitation, Smeen made the trek north to Naraka and met a Draconian who claimed that he was part of a resistance movement called the Hidden Light.
Oh, what's your name?
Odysseus, but people call me Odie.
Odie, huh? Yeah, we're gonna need to change that name. It's not metal enough.
Why?
Sounds like a draconian name. People won't trust you. Call yourself, Maelstrom. Yeah,
Why?
That's metal.
Why Maelstrom?
Oh, hold on. Let me find it there again. It sounds cool.
It sounds cool.
Sounds metal.
It sounds cool and metal.
Yeah. You ever sailed the blood seas of Istar?
No, I haven't.
You're missing out. Super dangerous. My girl Marquesta does it all the time. She's a hell of a captain. I know this Minotaur ship captain, too. Guy couldn't keep a ship afloat, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not really sure why I brought that up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Maelstrom. Yeah. Now, that's a name. That's a name.
Okay. You still have a line there.
Well, you're supposed to go, there's someone you should
Read
meet.
your... fuck it. We'll just skip your line, because you actually have a...
What? That's where I ended.
No,
Right there.
it's how can I help the cause, you never said. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, I left that part off. I was improvising.
There's
I improvised out the most important part of the line.
the only thing to move the scene along. You
Okay, wait.
improvise
Okay,
out.
take it again. Take two. Okay.
No, we don't need
No,
to move
I'll just. All right,
We're just
I
moving
said it.
on.
Go ahead.
We're moving
Go ahead.
on. There's someone you should meet.
So you're the. Wait, yeah. So you loot the pawnbroker?
Oh, cut to Hair of the Troll Tavern in the outer city of Naraka in the Green Quarter. Smeen is sitting next to a short, thin, dark-skinned human.
So you're loot the pawnbroker?
And you're Smeen Bruga. I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Huh. I haven't heard anything about you at all.
Good.
So, what do you need me to do?
Infiltrate the Red Dragon Army. I need a temple guard, someone on the inside. If you can get close to Ariakis, kill him.
Oh, I could do that.
With-
All right. Totally throwing you off by not saying the lines.
With the city of Naraka still pretty empty, Smeen was able to kill a guard in the Red Dragon Army, and a good one too, high-ranking. Had clearance to be inside the temple during both the First and Second Council of High Lords. He spent the next few weeks taking over the life of the deceased guard, Jimmy Bain, with anyone who previously knew Jimmy having mysteriously disappeared. Now, Will, do you know who Jimmy Bain is?
Yeah, they named a whiskey after him.
He was
Jim Bain?
in the band Dio.
Oh,
Oh.
Jimmy. Oh, that Jimmy Bain. He's the. Don't tell me he's the drummer.
He was the drummer.
See? That was a complete guess on my part.
I think he was anyway. I don't know.
I think we should remind everybody that Smeen looks like a well-built version of Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I put that little Easter egg in for you, and you had no idea it was there because you
No,
don't know
but
anything about heavy metal.
I know about Ronnie. I don't
Unlike
care
me.
about those. Those guys don't matter. It's all about Ronnie and that golden voice of his.
Is that what they say about him?
Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna do my impression, but with this cold, I'm not gonna be able to. So
You can't hit those high notes for Holy Kyber?
I can't do it. One day, he got word from Maelstrom that there were some new revolutionaries that needed to get into the Temple of Takesis before they cleared the area. They supposedly had a plan to stop Takesis from entering Kryn. Intrigued, Smeen made his way to the Hair of the Troll Tavern to see what was what, and that is where we begin tonight's episode. Smeen, if you look over on the map on Roll20,
Yep.
you see the Green Quarter, 17 on the west side of the map.
17.
All the way over to the left.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it.
The Hair of the Troll Tavern is right in here, this building with the dot on it. And you enter. It's still probably midday. And you find Maelstrom, a.k.a. Odie, sitting at a table with a couple of other hidden light resistance warriors. As well as, and I lost my notebook. I don't know where the hell it went, but in that area, you would, you knew Jadek, of course.
Yeah, I know Jadek from way back.
He might be the only one, because otherwise it's Stone Moss. There's a Knight of Solamnia, who you don't recognize and is going to be very quiet tonight. Then you have Vantellis. You would know the elf warlock, Gary's elf warlock.
Mm-hmm.
You would not know. Well, also in disguise as Athea Green Mist as Aaron Teal Spray or something. What was your name?
Ethan Tealfog. That was pretty close.
Ethan Tealfog. That was as close as I was going to get. As well as a guy who looks like he's just came from the Ren Fair. A human, but elven clothing, but like from like centuries ago.
Coolest guy there.
All sitting in the and that's what he says as soon as you walk in the room. He's chewing on a toothpick, and he goes, "I'm the coolest guy here."
Well, I'll go.
And this is what you see.
How am I dressed currently?
You are currently
assuming...
dressed in the guard as a guard of the Red Dragon Army. That's how you're able to get around.
Right. Okay. So I'll come over to the table with my face mask down.
Okay.
And I'll walk over to Jadek and I go, "We've got a warrant for your arrest."
Jadek will... Now, is your face exposed?
No. I have the thing over it. That's why.
Okay, you got your thing
But
over
you
it.
could.
Okay.
You think it's like, wow, that is such a golden voice.
I've heard voices before, but none like this. None so golden.
Jadek will sit there, and you know.
Then I'm just gonna flip it up and go, "Psych."
Like, and then like punch.
So what are you guys doing here?
Everybody else puts their weapons down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jadek would be like, you fuck, and he punches you.
I stumble.
Yeah, he's just knocking out cold. An hour later, Smeen wakes up.
Yeah, you got to drag him around for half the episode.
Still a lightweight.
Oh, hey. So was there a reason that I came over here? Like, did I know that they would be here, or is it just
you didn't know them specifically? But if you were listening to what I was saying, which you weren't.
No, I was totally. I was talking in chat.
Odie, aka Maelstrom, sent word for you that there is a new group that is looking to get into the temple.
Yes.
Okay, so I just came in and deduced that it was these. Because I saw Jadek and I was like...
Yeah, and Odie is sitting there with them. And
Odie is there with them. Okay, well then that's a dead giveaway. Okay, cool. Then I'll look at Odie and go, "So, what are the guys that you brought?
No,
the guys are going to get the job done."
This is them.
Oh, this is them.
It's us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Desperate times.
All right, we'll say no more.
Hey.
We went this far, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got this far. We survived that Night of the Dead.
Oh yeah, there was a night. By the way, last night.
I did too. I just didn't go on the street.
Yeah. That was the easiest way to avoid them. Yep.
Yeah, you stay indoors that day.
So, and Jadek kind of looks at his friends and goes, "Yeah, okay, we figured that out too." Okay. Anyway.
Kind of what I did is I stayed inside. You remember?
Yes. We were trying to get anyway. He turns to Brugge and goes like, "All right, so you're gonna get us in there?"
Oh yeah, it's easy. You guys don't mind carrying stuff, do you?
We have a wagon.
Fine. Yes, we have a wagon with our lances in it, dragon lances in it.
Oh, you got. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we need to get those into the scene. That's very important.
All right.
Yeah, so
they're just stacked up against the wall behind them.
They're just leaning in a corner.
No. They got potatoes. They got potatoes.
Potatoes over. Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Shish kebabs.
6-foot potato kebabs.
Skewers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Did I have a plan to get them in?
That's up to you. The easiest way to get them in is if they were also dressed as either Dragon Army officers, the gray-robed clerics, Because if you're looking at Stone Moss, there's no way he's going to pass as a guard. But if you put a gray robe over him with a hood up, then maybe that could help a little bit. Same.
What about a Minotaur?
Yeah, he's going to be the. I mean, look, there are Minotaur in this city.
Right, I would assume. Yeah.
But Jadek has also not been coy about the fact that he is Jadek. Even though they do know who he is.
As he was when he first walked into the bar, he was handing out wanted posters of himself.
Yes,
I'm Jadek. Hey, how's it
I
going?
can choose to make you look elseway as long as you agree. I could turn you into a matching squirrel.
You just change him a different color.
I could make you look like
Just palette swap.
an elf.
Yeah. I mean, we got plenty of Minotaurs here doing menial labor and stuff, you know.
You need a labor.
Yeah. You have Minotaurs, big, strong.
No, Jadek pulls you in close and he starts to tell you about his plan on riding on the back of a dragon into the temple.
Now you would know.
Okay.
It's going to be amazing.
I mean, you would know that
Glorious.
when the during which will happen in a couple of days, the first Council of High Lords, after all of the armies, which will start arriving tomorrow, enter. They're going to come in on that map. If you look sort of at the top of the map, 34, 35, and 36. They're going to come down that main thoroughfare.
Mm-hmm. What's that glob in the middle?
That is the Temple of Turkesis.
It looked
Turkesis.
Was it like a big rock?
Turkesis.
It's a weirdly misshapen, unnatural looking construct. They can tell you that it was built from the ground up by the blood of Baram's sister.
Now that's metal.
Baram throws you the devil horns.
The devil horns.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, can I just get a mix, right? I'll get like whatever type of uniform a Minotaur would wear.
Yeah, I mean, they would have, each of the armies certainly too would have mercenaries working for them.
Oh, okay. And we could just change his color, right? We could do that, and then he would look like a different Minotaur because he's got fur, right?
Yeah, he's got lots of fur. He's
So,
a
like,
little
what
mangy.
color's Jadek's fur?
Brown.
Brown? Yeah, so
Yeah.
make it like black, and then that is totally different.
With a nice,
Totally different Minotaur.
I think it'd be nice with a nice.
Anybody got any shoe polish?
That's what I was going to do. I was like, you put the fire underneath the plate, and then you rub it off with the cotton ball, and it would have taken a little while to get
There's
them all
a fireplace.
Yeah, he's a
probably
big,
full of
big
soot.
dude.
Yeah,
So you just want me to roll around in the soot?
yeah.
You do like a Holstein patches. Not big black patches here and there.
Make
There you
him
go.
look like
Put
a
circles
milk cow.
around his eyes.
Yeah. This is our friend
And
Bessie
then
the
could
milk
you-
cow. Don't mind her.
Come on in, Bessie. Come on.
Yeah.
So that, and then just could get like the gray robes for the other guys, right? Well, except you were saying one of the others couldn't. Well,
The knight could certainly pass as a guard. You could get him some armor.
okay.
But as far as the plan of the dragon going carrying the Minotaur straight into the temple will probably cause some.
I tell him it's a great
chaos.
idea,
Yeah.
Yes!
It would
but
cause
all
it
the
will
some
be
dragons are currently
chaotic.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would just surrender if they saw that.
I mean, sure, it would look like something painted on the back of or the side of Smeen's van, but
Yeah.
it would definitely be a odd occurrence. Let's put it that way. That will go noticed.
Yeah. No.
It'd
So
be
I'll
a
just
good
tell him
distraction.
literally the dragons are away. They're having their own meeting.
Yeah,
up in the
the dragons will be on the outskirts. They're just not coming into the center of the thing. It's just the High Lords and their entourages will be.
He's gonna change into a dragon himself, so I can ride on his back. And he points over at who was it? Who was it that could do that? Change
Yeah, because I'm like looking at you like,
I can change myself into some kind of a dragon, I suppose.
There you go. He can. This guy. That's right.
All right. Well, when the first plan inevitably fails, let's do that.
That's right.
No, I can get them in, because they just so. I look at Maelstrom. So what's the storm? I mean the storm. What's the plan?
Outside. Yeah.
I can get you in, and then are you gonna you want to kill all the leaders?
We gotta get this guy to the bottom.
Yes, I need to go meet with my sister Josla, says Baron Everman.
At the bottom? Do I know what the bottom is?
You've never been there.
Dungeon? I've heard of it, though. Okay.
There's no basement in the Alamo.
Oh, right, exactly.
What? Yes, I need to go into
I can get you there. Sure.
So basically, you guys, after weeks and weeks and weeks of playing this game, this is our 6th week playing this game in this module. And you started talking about this in the other module. A reminder that we need some people, and I also mentioned this at the beginning of tonight's episode. Some people need to be positioned near the portal, which would be somewhere in the main level of the temple, to push back to Kesis. Some people would need to take Barum down into the dungeons. And with Smeen's role as a guard, he would be guarding the doors in the Red Army in the temple as well. So he would be on the inside of the main part of the temple. And yeah, I guess that's it, because then there's also people who need rescuing and stuff, but nobody really in this room necessarily cares about that.
You see the Gen X daddy, I don't know if you know this fine person, is watching live for the first time, it looks like.
Oh, well, thank you, Gen X daddy, for watching.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really not feeling well today. I'm much more energetic usually. I've been listening on Spotify and YouTube. Gen X Dad. Yes, I have noticed Gen X Dad commenting on YouTube.
There you go.
So thank you for joining us. It's cool.
And go Oilers, right, Gen X Dad? Right?
No, boy.
I tell you, I hate hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah, I hate hockey.
I like football. I like baseball. I can deal with basketball. I cannot watch a hockey game.
Hockey's fun.
Hockey is
soccer.
Fun, I will say that.
I enjoy.
Hockey's fast. It's good.
Hockey is great live.
I did, yes. The one live game, I saw the Capitals against the Devils when I was in D.C., and that was fun.
That's good stuff.
That was fun.
It's like baseball.
Oh, look at this. We have Sidorin is here again today. I'm pretty sure, now I'm starting to think that Sidorin and Will are the same person. Because I don't think we've seen Sidorin since Will left.
Sidorin's a long...
He was in protest,
long haul trucker. So, he's been in Denver.
Well,
I'm sure.
Remember that? It's like a couple of years ago when he's like, "Oh, he's a what was it? A long troll hooker, a long troll hooker,
long troll hooker."
All right.
Anyway, welcome everybody in chat. So, You guys have to decide on your own who's going to do what and who wants to do what. Or you can just stay in the fucking tavern. I don't care. Let the queen win. Let her take over Ansalon. Much easier for me.
What are you gonna do?
We can put this to bed tonight if that's your if that's your decision.
No.
Well, I need to escort whoever down to the dungeon, right? That's a given.
Not necessarily, because you're going to be expected to be in the that main chamber, just because of your role as a guard. So it would be suspicious if you were not there. You could get them
Maybe
to
team close the portal. Right?
Yeah, get them to the entrance.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
so I get him to the entrance.
right. You
Got
still
it.
have in the main part of the temple. You still have all of the Dragon Army High Lords,
Right.
all of their entourages, and let's not forget Takesis coming through the portal.
Right. Okay. Well, fair enough. So getting somebody to the basement's that's a sub. That's like a bonus side
That's
track
once
thing.
Takesis is back through the portal.
Okay.
He will lock the door from the basement.
Got it.
Also,
So
Adam, did you
I
really
want to
need
just
say-
kill all the High Lords.
What'd you say, Gary?
Yeah. Now I've got. She'll be coming through the portal when she comes. Because those are the words you said. So thanks for that.
You killed the singing bush. Oh no, you killed the invisible swordsman. That's what it was. You killed the invisible
That's what it was.
swordsman.
We all shot up.
All right. Odie says, so what is your plan? For fuck's sake, please, what is your plan?
Guy's gonna take us to the temple.
Why
You're
don't
making-
you just tell us what to do?
You're making me look bad in front of my friends. I said you had a plan. I know I was lying, but I really hoped you'd come up with one at some point.
Let's go kill those High Lords.
There we go.
metal.
That's a plan. Good
Yeah,
plan.
that's the plan. Kill the High Lords.
Yeah, I'd rather save my spell slots, so if you can get us in without a bunch of spells, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm looking at a bunch of spells to get people in.
Well, I can get you in. That's not a problem.
Let's
Okay.
let's do it that way, because I'd rather keep my powerful spells to put them against the queen.
I pull a bag just from under the table, like from out of nowhere. And so I got all these
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah, you just have
Yeah.
taped to the underside of the table
Yeah.
that they're sitting at. It's been there for weeks.
It's kind of like a reverse Kendra move.
Yeah.
Mhm, totally.
He really wants to be Linus.
Okay.
So yeah, you got a gray robe in there. I'll slip that thing on. I don't care. People make fun of my clothing anyway. Maybe you'll stop making fun of it now that I look like an idiot.
I think you
Very fashionable.
got your own kind of style.
No,
there,
gray is in
buddy.
this season.
I'm extremely stylish for 1,000 years ago.
Well, gray
It's
never
the height
goes
of
out of
fashion.
Gray is a
Um,
great color.
Jadek will smear his face with the soot.
Just
'cause
like
he's
this.
wearing
Yeah,
Yep.
he looks like
Yep.
he's playing football.
straight down.
It's got the Rocky thing going on. The headband. She rips off the bottom of his shirt.
I think you're confusing Rocky and Rambo.
Rambo,
Oh, that's right,
yeah.
Rambo. Rambo. I was. It's the
It's
same
all-
actor.
It's Stallone.
Yeah.
It's the same actor. When I visioned it, you know.
Or you're confusing Rocky with the Karate Kid. One of the two. I can't tell which.
They're both Italian.
Yeah. Close enough.
Okay.
So yeah, so I get him setting that stuff, and I'll start leading him in.
Who's gonna help me go to find my sister? Says.
Yeah, I don't know, honey.
Who were you?
I'm Baram Everman. Hi, we've met.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for days, just
I
wondering
think
when
you
you were gonna
tried to
come up
use
with a
him to
plan.
stop Takesis that one time, and it didn't work.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's
that
right.
was-
he's
Who's that
useless.
guy?
No, I didn't try to stop Takesis. By accidentally killing my sister, created this temple.
Right.
Now
Whoa,
I need to-
this is heavy
It
stuff.
doesn't matter.
Wait, you created this temple? What are you, a dragon or something?
No, I just made a mistake. I was selfish.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna put all
He
that
looks
right.
and he
now.
goes over to Odie and he's like, "Are there any other members of this hidden light you keep talking about that could maybe help me?"
Nope. Ben, tell
You
us
know, if we
how
run across
Baron-
your sister while we're doing all this, and we can take the time out to rescue her, we'll go ahead and give it a shot. No promises.
You do remember that Paladine himself is the one who told us how to lock the door to make sure that the queen can't enter.
Eh,
Oh,
he's like
that
the boss
sounds
of us.
important. That sounds important.
So that sounds like mission number 1.
But
And
then
if we
how
can-
come nobody will help me?
And it's
I just said
and
that
like
as
your
well.
sister feels
Okay,
more
thank you.
like a subquest.
Okay, you're still not following, but okay. This nice
Hey,
elven
hey.
fellow.
Maelstrom, you're not really doing anything. Why don't you go with her?
Nope, I'm an NPC.
It's like, here, I get a bar napkin, and then I start drawing. Like, okay, it's pretty easy. I'm going to show you how to get there.
So what I'm hearing is we should really go rescue your sister real quick.
It's
How
not
about-
rescuing my sister necessarily. She's already dead. She's been dead for hundreds of
And
years.
what is your point? You've been sitting here whining about rescuing her for, I don't know, several minutes
I
now.
need to be
I'm not sure where it
reunited
came
with
from.
her.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
need
wanna
to
die.
make a hell of a lot more sense, lady. I'm just saying.
I'm a man.
And us. Oh, dude, sorry. So we just take you down into the basement and leave you there? That's what you
No,
want?
I need to find the pillar with all of the gems like this, and he opens up his shirt to remind you that he's got a gem stuck in his chest.
Yeah, we know about the gem.
okay,
I think I
yes.
saw it once or twice. You keep flashing it. You know, when you're wearing that '70s disco thing, you don't even need the gem or the circle thing.
I don't. The guy's got a huge gem in his chest. That's got to mean something.
Yes, I'm very important to this mission.
Yeah. So you keep saying.
You
So,
know,
yeah,
not the
we can-
meta, but
I suppose we should drop down to wherever this place is and shove you into this pillar so we can get on with the real mission then.
It's okay, Barum. I got you.
well, I know how to at least get in the general vicinity, right? I might not know where the pillar is, but I know the basement.
Yes.
Okay, well then I'll lead him to the basement.
Now we could send the squirrel maybe to get him there, while the rest of us go do something more important.
He just sits him down and weeps.
Fine, we'll
You'll
go
be okay,
with
man.
you.
You've got a gem in your chest.
Fate
You're
of the
somebody.
world. A nobody with a gem in his chest. I guess we go with the nobody with the gem in his chest.
Again, this is not a situation where everybody has to choose the same thing.
Right, so
Some
I'm
can-
saying I'm going with you to
I
help
would-
you.
I'd almost
Wait, can I
rather-
change? Can I change my mind then?
I'd rather go with the elf and the dwarf.
I am an elf.
You're not an elf.
Well,
No, not the elf he's talking about.
These
You're
are
a
not the elves you're looking for.
I mean, I'm not really an elf, but you know, the elves have adopted me and accepted me, and
I have no idea why. Were they,
So who do you want to take with you on this quest to go find a pillar?
how about Ventelis and Feldspar?
Yeah,
Sounds great.
I've got some stealth tricks that might help us get in there. Get down there.
There you go. And then the rest of us can go kick that ass.
Yes, then the rest of you can go kick that ass.
perfect. So I don't have to worry about you at all. Is
Please
what I'm
don't
hearing.
ever
I
think or
don't-
talk to me
I
again.
don't care about you. I can forget you even existed once again.
Yes.
Unless you just fight Takesis when she shows up.
That's my plan. Actually, that wasn't my plan, but that's my plan.
What was your plan? Odie says.
Oh, I was hoping to find my old girlfriend and find out what she's been up to. But turns out she got married to some king priest guy, and it's a long story. Do you have time?
No.
I can get around over here, and we can
Nope.
start to drink.
Odie
and
commits Harry Carey.
We can do a repeat of 3 episodes ago.
So
Let's
Odie
go.
says, go, please go.
Right, yeah. I'll go over and I'll grab some lances.
Yeah. Can we take the wagon?
I don't see why not.
Okay, good. We'll take the wagon.
Special delivery kind of thing.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Yeah, put it in there. Make it look like it's supposed to be there. What are you laughing
What?
for?
What exactly does making it look like it's supposed to be there look like? That's what I'd want to know.
You know, some crates, a couple of barrels, hay, stuff you can find in the alley.
I've got some of these taped under this other table over here.
Well, we've eaten all these
Exactly.
potatoes. We got a bunch of potato sacks.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, so you start heading toward the temple. You do notice as you leave that the green and white armies, the white quarter is just above you in the northwestern part of the city. And they I'm not gonna look at chat anymore. Anyway,
You shouldn't be looking at chat at all. See, it makes you cough. Told you.
that's not what's making me cough. So you guys head toward as you head toward the temple, you do notice that the green and white armies are starting to arrive in force. So thousands are coming in. You do see dragons flying overhead, carrying passengers. Hard to see who or what.
I'll point that out to Jadek. Look how cool that is.
That's pretty cool.
Don't you want to do that?
That is pretty cool, yeah. I like that.
None of them are minotaurs, you notice. They're all human, regular, either humans, or probably humans, because you don't think that there's any elves in here since they want to kill all the elves. But anyway, you notice that they are starting to arrive. And with that, we are going to cut to... Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break. It's a little early, but we will do that before we cut to the other group. And then we will get back to these guys as we get to the temple. So thank you guys for hanging out with us on D&D Fridays for Atomic Peanut Butter Presents Adam is Sick, Part 2.
It really sounds worse this time than last time.
I was getting slowly better too. Every day I was getting better until this morning. I was worse again. I really wasn't. I didn't even leave.
You got to take more time off. You're not a young man anymore, Adam.
That's sadly true. All right. Well, thank you guys. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And we're back. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Atomic Peanut Butter Presents DragonLance: Dragons of Triumph, Part 6. I'm Adam, your dungeon master, and let's get back into it.
Chicken with it.
Get it. I ran out of steam. I'm really struggling here
noticed.
tonight.
Kudos to you for doing it, though.
Yes, well, we're trying to finish these modules before Kim-chan moves to a time zone that does not work with our game.
Ooh, there it is. If it doesn't happen before then, the world is doomed.
It's doomed, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, put the pressure on them. It's like, well, if we don't get them in,
Boy.
Bridge just
I think it
screwed.
was doomed anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen the quality of heroes that have been trying to save this world.
Yeah, the heroes is
Heroes
a very
is a
liberal
loose
use of that
term.
word.
Loose term, yeah.
Out of 141 episodes, Kim-chan has been here the second longest, besides me, at 133 episodes.
Woo.
Will is now at episode 99.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And Gaz
How
is
long
at
did it take
101.
you to count all that up?
It did not take too long. I probably missed some things here or there, but I just went through the YouTube thing and just counted whenever I didn't see people, and I would just...
Oh, because the beginning pop-up screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
fair
it
enough.
wasn't too bad. But yeah, so, and Will, you still have played for between this stream and, which started as the Wicked Studio stream, 316 episodes.
That's a lot.
And yeah, so you have the most still episodes on the stream for all of these games. You've played in more games than everybody, 16 games. I've played in 11. I'm number 2 at 288 now episodes. You've DM'd 185. I'm catching up. I'm up to 153.
Wow, I deemed 185.
Between all the different, and I might be missing some too. But yeah. So anyway. You were one episode away from 100, though, here in Dragonlance. Gary, we missed your 100th episode, came and went with Unheralded. You are now at 102.
Thanks, assholes.
So you are now 102. And Chuck is still stuck at 19. So 33 for Sedge. 33-0, never missed a session. Michael's at 76. Michael is the third most games or episodes on the channel. Kim-chan is a close second. I mean, a close fourth. But anyway, who cares about that? Let's get back into it. We cut back to the officer's cabin in the blue Dragon High Lord section. There's a knock on the door. You hear Kitiara Uthmatar's voice yelling the name Tahani Starfeather. Open up.
Oh, this isn't gonna look good.
All we gotta listen, and Garel's like, all we gotta do is let her in,
Yeah.
and then Garel will not even like consider anything and just open the door and go, I'm here. Grab her, Kitiara, and pull her in and shut the door.
Then close the door behind.
Yeah.
Okay. And she looks at you and says, what in the nine hells are you doing here? Or I should say,
What are you
what in the
talking about?
abyss? The hells don't exist here.
And he's like, girl's gonna be like, hey, I showed up to talk to you. This guy's like, oh, we were expecting you. Brought us here, brought us uniforms, and then turned on us. I had to kill him.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was weird. It was the weirdest thing. he tried to get the undead to come in here and kill us. It was
Honestly,
a whole thing.
I think he might have been a little bit weirded out by our previous relationship with you, because it came up and he was making some weird intimations about like how we knew you before and stuff, and then he went a little nuts.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't
Gorell
know
at
if
this
that was
point.
normal for
Yes.
him to like go a
Exactly.
little nuts, but that's what happened. And
That's exactly yes. And
All right. Roll
That's
me.
it.
You pick one of you with advantage to roll the deception check. And I've got to open
I only
up.
have a +1.
yeah, I think Curly is better than that. Let's
I have to
just
find
see.
Kitiara here. Here she is. Her character sheet.
Oh, actually, my deception is only a +1 as well. So really,
Okay.
All right, so we'll have Kem-chan roll it since he's the one who started the deception, and then you
Okay.
All right.
aided,
fair.
so you get advantage on this.
Oh, with advantage? Nice.
Yep.
Did it come up? Oh, no.
Yeah, you need that advantage.
Yeah, you
Oh.
rolled a 9 so far.
yeah,
Okay, got it.
Ooh.
Okay, so now it's time for
Oh.
inspiration.
It's
She
Oh, wait!
she rolled a natural 1.
Ah!
He is so shocked to see us
So
there
shocked.
that
And
she just
I
has no
don't-
idea what's going on.
And I'm not going to be, and to be fair, since I can't find my notebook where I have listed the number of inspiration points that I have, it's somewhere in the teens. But
Yeah,
since
think
I don't
13,
know,
I think.
I'm not going to use them tonight. I got to find
All
the
right.
book though, because it has other notes in there as well, including for our Sunday night game.
This notebook isn't. No.
Wait a minute, how'd you get that? Yeah, so you guys got super lucky on that. And she sort of looks at you and she says, "Okay, all right, well, that is what it is. We can get this taken care of. But what are you doing here? I can't imagine that after the conversations that I've had with both of you, before Sky and I had to take you down to Curlithlon," she says, "and to Gorell before you jumped through the window of my apartment in, where was that? Flotsam, and then ran away. I can't imagine that you're here to actually help. So, what is it?"
Sure, no, we're here to help, kid.
We are
We're here to help you. Okay, no
And
matter
then
what's going on, you're still family, and Kit.
And then I grab her by both shoulders. I look at her eyes. Say, "Flint's dead."
Yeah.
Roll me, each of you, an insight check.
Oh boy.
Ooh, 17.
Oh, 17.
17.
That's -1.
You can tell, even though she is trying to be stone-faced about this, that did affect her.
And then I'll say, and it wasn't in battle. His heart just gave out, and he just died right in front of us. And the last thing he told us was to save you.
I'm not the one who needs
No,
saving.
you are. Yes, you are. You don't realize it. You are in too deep, Kit.
I'm sorry. Who do you think I am? I totally got the wrong person. I'm sorry. Do you know where Cat is?
Wait a minute. Who is this? Who is this?
No, you're the wrong. I'm sorry. This is why it's not working.
Oh,
I'm gonna
wait,
need to
which
talk to
house is
Cat.
this?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Damn it. Damn it.
Amazing in this light. You look just like her.
Oh, thought I hit the mute button. I did not. Sorry for coughing in everybody's ears.
But he's like, no, you are the one that needs saving, obviously, because this is not you, Kit. This is not how we grew up. This is not what we learned. You want to cut the head off? Let's cut the head off and then walk away. You don't need to take over.
It's not that simple.
It is. It is.
If Ariakis goes down, somebody needs to take his place. And if not me, then it will be one of the others.
And we kill them all.
I don't think you understand the size of the armies. I mean, I know you've seen it, but they're going to be here with all of their full entourages. This is not going to be an easy task just to even get to them. But she said, and then she thinks for a second, and she sits down on the couch. She says, "Why is this couch?" She's like dusting
Smoldering.
soot off of herself. Yeah, like, what happened to the couch?
It's a long story.
I told
Don't worry
you,
about
he
that
went
right
nuts. He went nuts. He tried to electrocute me. It was wild.
Okay. This could work. But you'll need to actually follow my directions. Can you do that?
Sure. And I look at Curly.
now. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I don't. I'm not even going to roll for that one.
Come on, kid. You know me. I'm going to do what needs to be done.
Yes.
Right.
We are going to do what needs to be done.
What needs to be done is Ariakis needs to die.
Agreed.
You can help with that. And once we get his crown, we will rule. We can then discuss the particulars of what that looks like. But without that, well, let's be honest, there's no stopping this army. You've seen it with your own eyes, time and time again. You've been a thorn in the side of Ariakis and the dragon armies, and mine, certainly. But what have you done? What have you accomplished? Kryn is still ours. Ansalon is still ours.
But it
It's
won't
not as
stay
simple-
yours. It
What?
won't stay yours unless your Tikhisis comes out. And if we stop that, then you'll have nothing.
The armies will still be there. And
The
stopping...
armies will be leaderless, and they will dissipate.
They won't. Somebody will
They
step
will.
up. You don't understand
Nope.
how this works. Have you ever seen the...
Without your queen, it doesn't matter if somebody steps up. You're
Yes.
going to be stopped.
How do you
Now,
propose to stop
getting
her?
rid of Ariakis right now is a great idea. That is a good plan. Taking
Yes.
out the head of the armies is a great idea. We don't
focus
need to
on
talk
that.
about you ruling over everything. Kit, listen, we are a family. That was Flint's last thought, was of us as a family and to come back together as a family. And you know what? We can talk about what that means after dealing with Ariakis and after dealing with this current situation. And I don't really agree with you about what you're saying about the Dragon Army already being in control of Kryn, but that's not important. What is important is we go and do what needs to be done now. And yes, I think that it makes sense to go ahead and try to get Ariakis off of the top of the army.
Right, but we can't be
Yes.
naive to think that once that happens, everybody else will just go their separate ways.
I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen.
What we're saying is one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Let's do this first. and we'll
Right, there
discuss
needs
what
to be
happens
a
after.
plan. Because whoever holds that crown rules. And if it's not
Okay.
us, then it will be somebody else.
So you kill him and take his crown off of him. What is difficult about that?
Right, but then what?
You just said that if you have the crown, you're in control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then what is the issue? We kill him.
The
you
issue
take
is
the
that you
crown.
didn't seem to want to be a part of that. If you're changing your
I do
mind,
not,
then great.
I do not want to be a part of you being the Blue Empress of Kryn. No. No, I think that's ridiculous. But that regardless, the next step that makes the most sense for all of us is to kill Ariakis and for you to take his crown, and we go from there.
Well, at least we agree on that.
Darrell will just kind of give Curly a look, a side-eye look, but not say anything, because he does think that we need to get moving, and he won't say anything.
Okay. This is the plan. And I don't know how the dwarf is going to fit in on this, because it's going to be clear that he is not quite one of us. That being said, I can probably get him into the chamber. And I'm talking about him like he's not here, because he's being very quiet.
He does
Hasn't even said hello.
know. It's, yeah.
But
It's
I do-
okay. You just like that.
Uncharacteristically
All right.
quiet, I'd say.
I was talking with Robert Jackman.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about
No,
you.
not you.
Oh,
No.
that's all I said. What?
You've got some time to chat and chat if you'd like.
Okay, good, because I was talking to
Anyway, the two of you, I can get into the chamber. Each one of us, the High Lords, has up to 3 escorts that can join them at the top of their pedestal. There's one for each. The green, the red, the white, the black, and of course the blue. Now Ariakis will be next to mine. It still won't be easy to get to, because will be a lot of his people and mine in between. But before the ritual starts, I can introduce you to him as my captains and ask for a blessing of the Dark Queen for each of you. He is very pompous, but also very powerful. I don't know that he'll have any other captains with him, but even if he is on his own, even the 3 of us may have a problem. I won't be able to climb to the top of his pedestal, but if he is giving you the blessing of the Dark Queen, you'll be able to. Typically what happens is you'd lay your sword at his feet. He would perform the ritual, give the blessing, pick up your sword, tap you on each shoulder, hand the sword back to you, and send you on your way. With the Queen so close, that blessing will be powerful. So you'll need to get to him before he gives you the blessing. From there, kill him and take the crown. I do have help.
Question.
Yes, please. You, the attentive one in the front.
Yeah. So how far away are these pedestals from each other?
They're probably... Let me pull up the map here and I could tell you. Although you won't see it yet because you're not inside here. 10 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, about 45 feet from each other. Basically, there's she'll tell you this, there's a circle in the center of the temple. Each one of us will be on the top of a pedestal. There are, I don't know how many stairs off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look that up right now and slow things down, but there's X number of stairs to each one. Each of the High Lords will be on one. If you look at it as a clock, at 6 o'clock is Ariakis. At 4 o'clock is me. At 2 o'clock is Salah Khan of the Green Dragon Armies. At 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock is Lucian of the Black Armies, and then standing in for the White Armies, as they do not have their own High Lord just yet, at 10 o'clock is High Master Toad, who I'm sure you remember.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yes. Now at
Great guy. Recommend inviting him to your parties. He
and
brings dip.
at 12 o'clock is where the Queen will enter. But there will be, again, the whole area will be full of the officers and wizards of the black robes, clerics of the gray robes, the clerics of Takesis, and any other special envoys. And I think you may have met, and she looks right at Girlathlon and said, I know you have, Lord Soth. He will be...
Yeah, real pleasure.
He will be with me as well, for protection,
Great.
of course.
I remember Soth.
Yeah. Okay. So, 45 feet away, huh?
Yes, so we'll need to descend the stairs, climb the stairs. I'll have to stop halfway through. The two of you continue. Once you're at
What
that...
about, say, a zip line?
How are you going to get a zip line in there?
Well, if we're at the top of one of the pedestals and we shoot over to the next pedestal,
Right.
if we have some way of just it only needs to be slightly downwards in order for that to work.
Well, again, I can
It's
get you...
only 45 feet. It's pretty easy to get a zip line across. That means we're not going to have to go down, up, anything. We don't need
Yes,
to
but that would
bother
also
with
be a
trying
lot
to
more
get...
suspicious, and he'll be on alert and will attack immediately. This way, you at least have the
of
element
course, but we go
surprise.
straight to him. We don't have to. Well,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
Plus, each of these are the same height.
Which would make it a little difficult, but we have Gorel just hold me up and shoot from there. I don't know. Anyway,
But again,
all right.
I can get you to...
I can do that. I could do that. I could do that.
You could, I'm sure. But again, I can get you to the to Ariakis himself.
I'm just a little bit worried about accepting a blessing from Takesis. I gotta be honest.
No, don't accept it because it is quite powerful. So you're going to need to kill him before he gives the blessing.
Okay. So, and that's going to happen in the temple or before we get to the temple?
That's inside the temple, because then
Inside the temple.
you'll have the crown, and all of the High Lords and all of the top-ranking officers will know that we're now in charge.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do you understand? And she looks right at Corel.
Girl's like, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll get him through it.
And I look at Curly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And again, one false move, one wrong thought, and he'll know. He has a direct line of communication to Takesis.
Okay.
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 All right, well, first things first. Let's get out of here. I'll have some of my most trusted men fix this mess you've gotten yourselves into here, and take care of
It
the
was
bodies.
his fault.
Yeah, really.
Regardless.
It was
That
his
Donnie
fault.
guy is.
I believe it. He was a bit of a loose cannon, yes. That said, we are so close. Let's not ruin things from here.
Okay.
Fair enough.
There are rooms in my barracks that you can have. I'll give you the proper armor, although she looks at Kurlathlan. What you're wearing right now is fine.
Yeah, I thought I thought it would work.
Yeah, so luckily you're the same size. And then she says, just please, let's follow the plan.
I'm good
We are
with
good at that.
following plans.
Yeah, we're great at that.
I've watched your adventures on YouTube/Atomic Peanut Butter and listened to them by searching for Dragonlance Chronicles on podcast.
Okay, so then I'm lying. I'm sorry.
Sometimes I've even seen you live and have been in chat while watching this. I can tell you, you've never followed a plan. You've
And
only...
everything has always turned out right.
There you go.
Well, I guess you have gotten this far.
Exactly.
All right, follow
See?
me.
You do remember us, kid.
And she gives you that crooked smile of hers and leads you out of the cabin toward her barracks. Anything else you want to talk to her about before we move on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not going to get into everything right now.
Yeah. It's a lot.
There's so much.
Yeah. For
All
now,
right.
this is good.
Let's cut to Cordwood. Cordwood, you are stationed in basically the top level of the dungeons. You do have a set of keys, but they're really just to open the main door down into the dungeons. You're kind of like, because you're one of the newer, probably the newest jailer that there is, they don't have you guarding anyone in particular, but Skip Bailiff does come up to you after a couple of hours of you just hanging out and watching over nothing. They're as they've cleaned out still in the process of cleaning out that central area in the city. They've been moving in other prisoners. And it looks like, as you've seen them come through and past you through the gate that you have the key for, down into the stairs, into the main part of the dungeons where everybody is kept, you notice that there definitely are some people that look like they are, of more import than, your typical prisoner. And they tend to get their own cells as well, similar to Lorana and Pippa.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know who they are, but they're usually coming in. They've they're gagged, so they're not talking. But you do overhear talk from the guards bringing them down and the jailers bringing them down into the dungeons. That sounds like they're tributes to the Dark Queen.
Any of them look like warriors?
Not many, although there are some.
In case I need to get a prison break going.
Roll me a a history check.
Sure. Solid +0. 18 though.
18 is pretty good. There is one older gentleman, a retired knight of Solamnia, that you've heard of. Still in good shape, but past his prime. But he looks to be really the only one who might be okay in a fight. Of course, there are no weapons or anything like that either.
All right. Well, I'll pass my time getting to know the rotations of the guards and all that, and try to figure out if there's some point where I can be alone with any of these prisoners.
Okay.
Like have a quick conversation, even if it's just for a minute or two.
Sure. Roll me. We'll just do a straight up perception for this.
Wrong sheet. I thought that was a good bonus. Nope, that's Feldspar. 18 again.
18 again. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a time where, when people are going on breaks and, in between the prisoner transports, where you feel like you might have a few minutes to sneak downstairs.
I will do that, then slip down there if I can.
Okay.
And see if I can get to the elf princess.
Yeah, I mean, you know where she is. She's she's at sort of the far end of the, as she was one of the first prisoners to be brought in, the far end of the dungeon, a couple of down from the dwarf kid, but yeah, you're able to make it to her cell.
I'll just suspiciously check around.
All right, roll me a perception check.
Well, the 18's ended, and now it's a 7.
You feel like you're alone with her. No one's watching.
Sounds good to me. And I just say, "Shh, I'm here to save you."
Save me? Who's going to save you? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
The rest of the team. Hopefully.
And she says, "Who are you? You're a knight of Solamnia."
Yeah, that's right. We're from the Whitestone Council.
Interesting. I don't know exactly what they have planned, except that Kitiara, I heard talking that I'm to be a tribute to the queen as she enters this world.
Yeah, I assume that involves the slitting of your throat.
I would imagine so.
So I'm gonna try to be the guy that takes you there.
Okay.
And are you any good in a fight?
As a matter of fact, yes, I am.
Okay.
Short sword and crossbows are my specialty, if you have one.
I assume I have my short sword, but
Perfect. I'll take it. But yeah, you can tell that she's, for lack of a better word, a fighter.
okay.
She says, "I don't know exactly what their plan is, but we obviously need to stop Takesis from entering Kryn."
That's the idea. We got the MacGuffin to lock her up if we can push her back.
And so you have people who know exactly what they're going to do in order to push her back into
Greatest adventurers in all the
the
land.
portal, lock the portal.
They know
Okay.
their mission to a T.
Perfect. That's very good news. You're obviously working with top-notch heroes, unlike some of the ones that I've worked with in the past. That's good to hear.
But with basically when things go down, to try to stick by me.
Okay. What is your name? You said your name, Rick Cordwood, you said?
Yes, Knight of the Sword.
Yes, I'm Lorana Kanan. I almost said Kaylin. That's my daughter's name. Lorana Kanan. I am the daughter of the former Speaker of the Stars and sister to the current.
You haven't seen a dwarven girl around here, have you?
Oh, Pippa. Yes, she's in here somewhere. I don't know what they're using for her. They weren't talking about a tribute for her, but she's still locked down here somewhere.
All right. I think that's all the time we have before the guards show back up.
Okay. Good talk. Good plan. You're really doing a good job coming up with a plan, sticking to it, working through it. And I'm confident that everybody you're working with is doing exactly the same as you.
Yes. They have the full support of the council. I'm sure they're top notch.
Yes. You clearly haven't been with them long enough to see their actual level of acumen. Very poor. Very poor.
I'll also just take a quick jimmy of the door to see how sturdy. What are the odds we could crowbar this thing open?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, they're tough.
Key it is then.
Yep. And Michael, are you there or are you gone? I can't tell because you've got a little cat here.
Just came back.
All right, good timing. We cut to Calum. You're hanging out still in Zane's little makeshift wizard tower.
Yeah.
Zane comes down from his study up at the top floor.
Oh, there you are. I made more tea if you're interested. I followed your recipe that I observed earlier. It's here if you'd like. I made some different for myself. I didn't particularly care for the taste of yours. No offense, of course.
No, the taste is horrible, but it is the only thing that helps limit my coughing. I wish I had some here personally, because this cough medicine that they gave me earlier at the doctor's is doing jack shit.
The secret ingredient is codeine?
That's right. I also have some liquid morphine that I mainline when things get really bad. Or I'm just looking for a good time.
Yeah.
It is almost time to head to the temple.
Ah, perfect. So when we get there, the plan is we were going to put an end to these insanities and get the world back to normal?
Maybe.
Still haven't decided, huh?
No. And part of it is, I'd like to know where you stand.
I stand with nature.
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 Boring.
I stand for the balance between good and evil.
Okay.
I neither support evil, nor do I necessarily think that there's good is all that's cracked up to be either. Having been with the white robes for as long as I have now, I can safely say that my answer is, quite honestly, I stand with nature. I stand with what is best for all of us. And I don't see all of us doing well under the Dark Queen. I don't see a future for myself there. Perhaps you see a future for yourself, I don't know. But personally, I don't see a future for myself. Therefore, I not sure if I can proceed with supporting such an endeavor as the Dark Queen.
Interesting. Not a bad answer.
Different from before, I know. I've done some reflecting,
No,
but
that's fine. We all learn and grow over time. Although I have been, well, let's say singularly focused over the course of, well, a long time. Now about apprenticing. Have you thought more about that?
yes. And really my answer there depends upon your answer to me. Because it's very intriguing and very interesting, but I don't want to be an apprentice to the Dark Queen.
No, I don't follow or worship anyone.
Well, as a start.
Obviously, there are, the god Nuatari that grants me my powers, just as, at least right now, Solinari does for you.
True.
But they don't.
Well, there is something to be said for Lunatari as well.
Yes, and I spent time there as well with that god.
Yes, I've kind of noticed in some of your older materials here, it seemed to be reflective of that as I was perusing your library.
Yes, however, the power that I was looking for was limited. Shall we say there?
In what way?
In the most basic of ways. There was only so far that I could go within my magic and my studies, following Luniatari. So I've made a switch. It was all for pragmatic purposes, more so than ethics or morals.
Yes.
But I'm certainly not, well, I tend to agree with you that if Takesis were to enter this world, well, that wouldn't necessarily be good for anybody, except for her.
Right. And that's exactly where I stand on the issue, so. Well, knowing that, then I think we can table any other issues and proceed forward in a combined effort to stop Takesis from entering.
Yes. Well, again, I try not to get involved in these type of things, but we'll
It's
see
in
what...
our own best interest.
True.
And I can't think of anything else in my own best interest more pressing than this.
Yes. And I don't disagree necessarily. But we'll see how things play out. How about that?
Yeah, it's a good idea, yes, like I said.
So while I'm not necessarily positioning myself to help, I also don't know that, at least right now, I want to get on a god's bad side, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
But
Play out the cards close to our chest.
yes,
In the middle.
exactly. Anyway, the robes you wear will not get you into the temple. And he goes to a small closet and pulls out this sort of like a silk, not silk, a soft, thick, velvet, black hooded robe. I'm not saying you need to make a choice or that you need
I
to.
do say the brown looks better on me, but
You'll never get in that way. They'll kill you immediately.
I understand.
So,
Camouflage.
yes. And you never know. You may decide that you like the color and want to keep it.
I'm sure it looks dashing on me, of course.
He hands you the robe.
All right. I mean, in light of everything, I don't hesitate. I just simply slip it on, and actually, I'll slip it on over my inner robes.
Okay.
Take off my outer robes, but put it on over my inner robes. That way, I keep my my equipment.
Yep, that's fine. All right. And then he says, well, tomorrow we will enter the temple. And I will leave you to make your own decisions.
Very well. Then we shall go proceed. Meanwhile, tea.
And he takes a sip of the tea that you made. Nods. Not bad. Not bad.
Excellent. Glad you enjoy it. I really worked hard on it. And it's a perfect tea, too. I didn't do anything weird to it.
Now I'm nervous. I didn't think you had until you mentioned that you didn't. And then we cut back to the other group being led by Smeen Bruga. We have Smeen and Kerwin dressed as guards of the Red Dragon Army. We have so talk to me about Jadek. How did we try to change Jadek's appearance?
He
Who had
rubbed
the spell?
soot. I thought he
Wait.
rubbed soot on his face to change.
Well,
the
not if we
color.
can use a spell. Is
I
there
thought we were
like...
trying to save spells. I thought we were trying
Oh,
to
but
save
that's like a cantrip. Michael, which
Oh, is
character
it?
of yours had that spell that would change the
Well,
Minotaurs?
I would be casting polymorph.
Oh, polymorph? Do you have the cantrips that let you change color and stuff like that? Is that
He's a druid, not a wizard.
Oh,
The
okay.
wizard's hanging out with Raceland.
Got it. Okay, well never mind then.
Yeah.
So
I can sprout flowers from your fur.
no.
No.
I just roll them around in the
just gonna-
fireplace.
Yeah, he's just gonna go with the soot in the hair.
Does anybody
Oh,
have
yeah.
the ability to help him not just look like a dirty Minotaur?
I was gonna say, is there something in the bar that maybe we could like stain his fur with
Or
instead?
wait, I'm wearing my cloak. I think doesn't it have a? No, it doesn't have a hood.
Yeah, it would not. I mean, even if it did, you wouldn't be able to wear it with your horns.
Yeah. Can I get paint?
Oh,
Under a third
But then again,
table,
I'm just envisioning.
I have
on the
some
walk
hair.
over,
Yeah, hair
there's a
for
quick
men.
rainstorm.
Yeah.
And there goes all the action.
I honestly don't think.
I make it start to snow around you for the next 24 hours, and you can be a snowman.
There you go.
You can have your own personal cloud.
I don't think Jadek would worry too much about it, because he is a wanted pirate.
Right,
He's
wanted
got-
though specifically by the Dragon armies.
Yeah, so they're looking for you.
You're wanted by a lot of people, but also specifically the people running
Yeah.
this city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
does like the bartender have some shoe polish?
I mean, I could polymorph him.
That's what I said. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that is a spell that's used. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to save this.
And that's a good
Yeah.
spell, right?
It
Okay,
is.
fine. This is what he's gonna do. He's gonna take his cloak off. I hate to say it. He's gonna shred it up, and he's
I
literally
can mend it
just,
later.
Oh, there you go.
Mhm.
He's gonna shred it into long strips and kind of just like drape himself in these fabrics and kind of like hang it from his horn so it's in his face. Literally like put a mask
I think that's
on.
even worse.
Is
Because
it?
that draws attention to you.
Uh,
Is there some sort of
It looks like you're a gypsy at a rave.
Yeah.
Right. Is there some sort of like outfit or something that like porters and laborers and stuff like that wear within, or
There are.
You know what I
and like I
mean?
said, there's also mercenary garb.
Yeah.
The problem is his face.
yeah,
Now there are going to be like, if like a a human or a goblin or something like that
Right.
sees them, will they notice who it is? Maybe,
let me
maybe
take
not.
a quick look at my character sheet.
Any other
and see.
minotaur definitely would know. Like, does
Okay.
anybody have like a disguise kit or anything along those
Oh
lines?
no,
Is there? Okay, so you said there is.
I got a
like,
mess kit.
Just-
there-
You just go around eating the entire time.
yeah.
You can make him messy.
You can't see
Yeah.
his face if there's a mess kit in front of it.
I have some expensive wine. Oh,
So
I
there's-
still have my Packers cheese hat that can put that over top of your horns.
There you go. No one will suspect
Or,
anything.
Oars would poke right through that. You said that
Yeah,
there are there's mercenary garb. So what if I just throw on some of the garb over me, just at least?
Thank you, Chris Andrew, for cheering 500 bits. My wife keeps inviting company on Friday. Stay alive, companions. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
So each of you get a inspiration point for whatever character you're currently playing right now.
Awesome. Give it to Jadek. He's running low.
Is there any way to put like a helm on him? Yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
Well,
my-
how
helmet.
prevalent?
my
How
Packers
prevalent
cheese
are
hat.
the minotaurs even here that there would maybe be an extra?
Right now, again, as people are entering the city, it will become more prevalent. But right now, again, the city is still kind of empty. People are just, like I said,
Yeah.
the green and the white armies are just starting to enter now. And you know that the black army will arrive soon, and then followed by the red and the blue armies based on the information that you have. So by then, there will be certainly more minotaurs. There'll be more
But then it might be
mercenaries
too
in
late.
general. But for right now, there's maybe a few hundred people here in the city. It's not that populated.
Right.
Okay.
I got nothing, man. Unless somebody can think of something that we could maybe ask the barkeep that we could find in
Does the barkeep have like
food coloring.
or a lost and found?
Yeah, I'll go see. What the hell? We're gonna go see about that.
Yes, there's
That's
a lost
the
and
best
found.
idea I've heard.
What are you looking for? The
A
lost
disguise
and found.
kit.
We
I
don't know.
Whatever's
Disguise
in there.
Yeah.
A helmet.
Tell me specifically, and then you're gonna roll for it.
Okay. Specifically, we're looking
Lipstick,
for robes, big robes,
a makeup case.
An evening
hooded.
bag.
hoods, something to cover the face, hoods, or scarves, or just any kind of, I guess, material that I could just wrap around my head, make it look like I'm coming from the wasteland or something like that.
All right, roll me a investigation.
Investigation, Jadek. $14.
I mean, you are able to find, maybe a cloak that's big enough to, like, an ogre cloak.
Okay, sure, I'll take that. I'll take the ogre cloak. Wrap it around
stinks.
me.
Like
Of
an
course
ogre.
it does. Of course it does.
But
Hey,
it has
you
a
could cut
big
your
enough
horns
hood.
off.
It's got throat. No, we are not cutting the horns off.
Correct
Cast
reaction.
mending on him
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, we'll just
Like,
put some glue
yeah.
on them. We'll stick them on.
Just shave them off like Hellboy.
The cloak
Yeah.
is big enough. The hood is big enough to put over the horns, and it kind of like covers the top half.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you're definitely a minotaur still, but it would make it a
Yeah.
little bit more difficult to,
Yeah.
to
Okay.
see your features.
Gotcha. And I could hide my shield under it.
Well, again, as a mercenary, it's certainly within reason that you'd have a shield
Okay, fair.
and a weapon.
All right. So I have
Telling you,
this.
if we
so I
had a
have
gallon of red paint.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
No.
Investigation. Let's see here. No. All right, here we go. It's at a -1, so you know it's gonna be good. Yeah.
6.
No red paint.
What I wouldn't give for a Holocaust cloak.
I was waiting for that joke.
In a wheelbarrow.
Oh, I left one by the Albano. Albano. I left it by Captain Lou
Albano.
Albano.
The Llewellyn.
In this bag of rubber bands.
All right, but I do have that ogre cloak, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna use that. Cover my face a little. Sure, we'll do ogre cloak. I smell like an ogre. Makes sense.
All right.
I mean, wouldn't your horns grow back?
Shut up.
He's not taking off the horns.
I don't think that
Not
works.
taking off the horns.
I don't know. I think it'd really help. Number one way people are going to recognize you by the horns.
Again,
Give us something to
it's-
drink out of.
It's not even that it's
True.
okay that he's a Minotaur.
Yeah,
it's not okay
fine
that
then.
he's Jadic.
It's true.
That's the problem.
Which is the first time that's ever come up. It's
Shall
not
I
okay to
bruise
be
your
Jadic.
face a little bit? I'll just start punching on you until you become misshapen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Jack,
violent. Very violent.
Okay, I mean, it's just an offer.
trying
to be helpful.
I appreciate it. Appreciate your trying to be helpful. Thank you.
Where'd you go, psycho
It's like-
boy? I wanted to destroy something beautiful. All right, what's that from? Come on.
It's from Fight Club.
There you go. Very good. Usually it's a Pee-wee's Big Adventure quote, but I'm branching
that one
out.
didn't seem.
I'm branching
That's
out.
my usual guess.
Yeah.
That one didn't sound right.
Pee-wee.
One day I'll watch that movie.
Actually, I could see that in a Pee-wee film.
Pee-wee's Fight Club.
You should watch the Pee-wee's Fight Club would be awesome. You should watch the documentary that just came out. It's pretty good.
I do want to
I've
see
heard
that
that's
too.
good.
Yeah, this is really good.
All right. So I got my Holocaust cloak.
All right. And then the rest of you are dressed as the gray-robed clerics of Takesis.
And then somebody else was dressed in a guard's uniform.
Yeah, that was Chuck's guy, Kerwin. Sir Kerwin
Okay.
Crown Guard. So yeah, so the two of you, dressed as the guards, lead them through the city as the armies are starting to amass. Like I said, the green and the white are kind of filing in. In the distance, you do see the black army coming as well, and you head into the temple. Let me move you onto that map.
Ooh. It's a new map.
It is a new map. I'm going to put everybody over to this map. So you're going to enter from the red section here, number 60. And let me just get to a page there.
Oh, the bottom. Okay. So
Yeah.
It's God's home, death.
Is Red 60 the one that gives you diseases or something?
Yeah, it's definitely a carcinogen. You do see that there's a dozen draconians from the Red Dragon Army guarding this entrance. As they walk up, or as you walk up to them.
In the rank order, where am I versus them?
You would be higher ranked than them.
Okay, then I shall strut with authority up there, like I'm leading these guys inside with purpose.
Okay. One walks up to you, so he's sort of the leader of this group, the captain of the group, and says,
I'll salute him.
yeah, and he salutes you back. It's, a little hand under, wave under the chin. And he says, clerics are coming early, that seems.
Yeah. Then I just pointed the door, like
Okay.
in a little bit of a hurry here.
All right. Anyway, good to see you, Jimmy. Usually you're a little chattier.
Nah. Going by Jim now.
And Jim don't talk unless Jim needs to.
I got a lot on my mind.
lot going on right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very good. And they will let you through. They will tell you to head. Where is it? I can't see it on this map. Basically, head north. The Dark Pilgrims, their cells are there for their own use. They can rest and relax and pray or whatever the hell they do there. So basically, he gives you the directions to Area 61 over here.
61.
Yeah.
Ah, up there. Okay. That makes sense. All right. I'll salute him back, and then head in.
All right. So you're gonna head down or head in that direction? Because again, they are gonna need a place to sort of lay low while everything is getting set up here before this.
Do I
council
know
of
this
the,
well enough in here to know of a place that's well enough to lay low?
Well, again, I mean, not exactly, but if there's any place that Dark Pilgrim area, their cells, by cells, they're not like locked in there or anything like that. It's just those are
Okay.
their, like quarters, basically.
We'll head that way. Oh, Jesus, this is going to be hard. Well, so we'll have to go. What's 63 and 65?
So 63 are the regimental standards. So those,
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where the High Lord's elite troops will be situated. And if you look at 65, that's the council chamber.
Okay.
And you'll see the 6 tall platforms from there that we talked about before.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
Okay.
so again, for Kemchan and Gary's sake, you know that the one here at 6 o'clock that I'm pinging on the map, this is where Ariakis is going to be.
Right.
And this is where you and Kit will be.
Okay. And all these, like, pillars or whatever, they're all the same height?
Yes.
Or they're of different heights?
No, they are all the same height.
They're all the same height. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm
the
not
zip
seeing a
line
way
wouldn't
to
work.
And they're
Yeah.
50,
Zip line wouldn't work,
sorry,
yeah.
they're, oh, I lied to you. They're not the same height. So the one that Ariakis is going to be is 40 feet up. The others are 30 feet. And then the one at 12 o'clock is 50 feet from the floor. And they have sweeping semicircular banks of stairs fall away from each platform to the floor of the chamber. Huge banners hang from the walls over each of the High Lord's stations, emblazoned with the colors of the army and scenes depicting the lands of Ansalon conquered by each army. So that's what you have there in those areas.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a way to get, with not going back outside to get over to 61.
Yeah, we'll say that there's a way through. You have to sort of go all the way around. But it does not look like that on the map. But you can, you'll be able to actually go.
What about 64? The one? Can we just the one that's closest to us? The 64.
Yeah, what is 64? That looks similar to
Those are
cells.
regimental barracks.
Oh,
So those would, that would be where
soldiers are.
Yeah, you and Kerwin Smeen would stay, but not
Not the monks.
Not the
Okay.
the monks. But you can you can go down the stairs and then back up into 61.
Okay, then I'll do that. Then
Okay.
I'll leave them over
All
there.
right. All right.
When you do get into 61, excuse me, each of the room within these areas basically can fit 8 dark pilgrims. They're doing a lot of rites, otherwise they are really keep to themselves and don't really talk too much. And how many of you are there? There's 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of you. So you'd be able to take up, the majority of one of those rooms.
Okay. So we'll go and we'll just find one and go in.
Yeah.
And like I said, they pretty much, there are others. There's not, it's not full yet. There are other dark pilgrims in there, dressed similarly, dressed exactly like you guys are. They don't really pay attention to you. They may look up as you come in, but they're more focused on their whatever dark rituals they're working on. One would imagine preparing for the Dekesis to enter Kryn.
Right.
But that's just a guess. But at least, but this is a place where at least they can stay until shit goes down. There's also, if you see that spiral staircase, that would lead down toward the lower levels of the temple as well.
Oh, okay.
Well, perfect.
And then there's also a staircase in that top right corner that leads up into the second level of this. I'm going to give you just an idea of what the second level looks like because a lot of it's open air. There's some stuff you wouldn't really notice, but it's okay.
Oh boy.
So you can see here there's that open area in 65A in the center of that circle.
Uh-huh.
That's basically goes straight up to the ceiling, which are about 100 feet. And this will show you where each one of the Dragon High Lords are. And again, straight across is where Dekesis will be. That portal will be opening. Sorry, it's right here. In the center. I hit the wrong piece. And like I said, there's other rooms and stuff here that you can't really tell. It looks like it's similar in design and layout to the downstairs, but without, but you can't tell what it looks. From where you are, you can't tell what any of those rooms are. So I'm going to move back.
So basically correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Plan is when they come into session to go over and whack these High Lords out, right?
Yeah, it's basically there's two pieces to the puzzle. One is create chaos by whacking Dragon High Lords would create some chaos.
Right.
So this way, the more chaos you can create, the more disorganized the armies will be, both inside and outside. Because again, their leaders are going to be in here. Oh, excuse me, I should have put that on mute. Also, you're going to need at least somebody, if not multiple buddies, to drive Takesis back into the portal.
Oh, jeez. And
I
that's
assume the High
going to
Lords
be happening at the same
aren't
time.
gonna want to let
All
us
this
do
is at the
that,
same time.
so
Everything's at the same time.
probably have to
And
fight them for sure.
right, and get Barum to find the spot where all of this started. This
Right.
broken pillar.
Down in the basement.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, well that's assigned. So who's gonna fuck with Takesis? And who's gonna mess with High Lords? I guess is the only thing that really needs to get decided.
Wait,
right?
I have a quick question. So are we now dressed at? I mean, we're all dressed as the.
You're dressed
wizards.
as a red Dragon Army mercenary.
Jadek is. Everybody else though.
And then we have
right.
two people dressed as guards, which is Smeen and
Right.
Kerwin.
Right.
Then everybody else is dressed as those dark pilgrims.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Dark Pilgrims. Okay, so, and they're all in that northern room
Yes.
with the
That
other
area
Dark
61, yeah. I'll put you back to
And
that. part of the
okay,
map.
so what if, as a mercenary, where would Jadek be staying?
He would probably be back in that 64 area. They'd probably let him in there.
Okay, and other
to make it
mercenaries
easier.
are there, right?
Or you can hide in the wine cellars, which is 62.
Ooh, the wine cellar.
Ooh.
Well,
And he
that's a
just
bad
shows
idea.
up drunk to the middle
Or
of
doesn't show up at all.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What time is it?
Oh man, I
They
missed
slept
the
through
uprising.
Fine.
Yeah.
Slept through the rebellion. No, I think Jadek will be in that room, and knowing that they're all mercenaries, and they're basically
Well, again, there's going to be a combination of mercenaries and guards, and not all mercenaries. Yeah.
not all mercenaries, but he's going to quietly, one at a time, be like, you know who I am? You know who I
Oh,
am?
Jesus.
You know the ship I captain, right? You know my ship.
The one that's
should-
in the middle of the sea, floating around on its own.
No, the behemoth.
Oh yeah, they do have the behemoth somewhere.
We have the behemoth.
Where did you
which
leave
is-
the behemoth?
We left it the last time we saw the behemoth and the crew. It was at oh my god, I think it was at Will's Knight's trial.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because we
Yeah.
sailed there and then
We sailed there, and then we've been landlocked ever since.
Oh, you know where you left it? You left it near Sanction: City of Doom. There was, and I forget the name of it off
Oh,
the top
that's
of my
right.
head. There was
That's right.
there's an outpost, Salamnik Knight outpost, not far from there. Like I said, I forget the name of it off the top of my head. But
Right.
that's where it was. Yeah. Okay.
That's where it is. Okay, so, but yeah, that's where it's docked, and he's just be like, if you want, and he's gonna get quietly, one at a time, going to all the mercs. If you follow me now, you could be a part of that crew.
What
And
can
we
you
could-
offer? Because we get paid handsomely here.
And I'm not saying don't get paid handsomely here. I'm taking the money and I'm running. Because I have a ship, I could give you your own quarters. I could give you a ship to be a crew to be a part of. I can give you the open sea.
But I can't swim.
You're going to be on the boat.
What if I fall off?
No, we'll get you. It's a beautiful ship. We have life rafts. It's great.
Whoa.
So basically, he's trying to convert every merc in there.
Roll
to his
me a
side.
perception check. I mean, not perception. Persuasion.
Persuasion.
I should make you do it with advantage. I'm not going to, but...
Why? Why aren't you going to let me do it with advantage?
Well, I meant disadvantage. I just can't talk
okay.
anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
He's not going to argue for that.
Yeah, no.
Well, in that case, we accept.
Well, in that case, I'll shut up.
17. All right. Let's just do a group roll of... Why is my dice thing not coming up? Roll 20 if you'd like to be a sponsor. We'd love to have you. What the... Oh, there we go. That was weird.
What?
I'm just
Yeah,
rolling.
man.
I'm rolling
Oh, I see.
for the for the other
Not
guy.
20's not looking too good.
Two of them seem interested. The others
And
are a
two of
little
them seem
skeptical.
interested in
Two-
reporting you.
Yeah,
Two-
that
No,
nat
three. I got
20. That
three.
nat 20. He's like, excuse me, I'm gonna stand over here now. And he goes and yells for the guard, which is Smeen.
Which is sweet.
It's mean, and I'll come over and I'll go, what? What's going on?
There's a Minotaur. I think I've heard of him. Jadek Owen Entergrath, he called himself, a ship captain. He's trying to.
Don't pay no attention to that. That's
Yeah.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby got, all right, long story. Bobby, guard like me, spent all of his life savings that he'd been scrimping and saving for I don't know how long. Gave it to this dumbass black wizard or some kind of shit like that, and got himself changed somehow. I don't know, magic's crazy, into this Minotaur because he hears all these stories about him and he wants to be big and badass. Pay him no attention. He's nuts.
Okay.
He's a good scrapper though.
I'll
I
let
once
the,
saw him take down 2 ogres all by himself, and that's before he was in a Minotaur form.
All right, good to know. I'll let the others know they can just ignore him. Thanks.
Oh, I'll tell him. Don't worry about it.
And you sure you? Well, I'm going in there now.
Well, I'll go with you.
You really don't have to.
And then when he
That's fine.
turns around, you stab him in the back.
No, I just let him go in,
Ah, damn it.
and then I'll go up to Jadek
Kim
and I'll
Chan
go,
is determined to kill every last player character in this game.
then
I'm all for it. But,
I just go up to Jadek when he's there, and I put a hand on his shoulder and I speak pretty loud and I go, "Oh, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby," and then and then I
And
talk
Jadek will
quiet.
just look at you like, that's not my name.
yeah.
And then I'll talk real quiet afterwards and goes, "You almost blew your cover there. They were coming to get the guards to coming to
you're
kill
here.
you guys."
But you're
Just
here.
saying.
You're
But I'm not here all the time.
You're here now. It's fine.
I'm here now. Yeah, I took care of it. I solved the problem.
My cover is me. I'm not. What?
No, it's not. I don't think.
There's a reason we got you the big cloak.
I don't think you understand that you're in a place where there's people who are more popular than you.
No, it's not that. No. What?
Not
No.
possible.
Yes.
No. People have heard of me. They know.
Yeah,
me.
they've heard of the Dragon Lords too, and this. I don't know. Takesis.
Well.
Just saying, you know.
That whole thing. That old nugget.
Yeah. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of time to scrape together a great crew from all the
But if we could-
disillusioned dragon
Yes.
soldiers that'll
But
be left
if I could
over.
get them, but if I could get some of them on our side now,
Oh, that's not going to happen. Trust me.
that's gonna help. Hey, I got 3.
2.
2.
Okay.
2.5.
I see a
Let's go.
9, a 12, and a 15.
Oh, the 15. I didn't see the 15. Yeah. All right. You got 3. The 15 is on the
He's on the fence.
fence. Thank
On
you.
the
That's the phrase I
fence.
was looking for.
And I was like, I just, good job. I think that's all that we're gonna need.
All right. And my other question is the ones hanging out with the dark robes up in
Yeah.
61.
Yeah.
So they're just laying low and waiting for shit to pop off. Is that it?
As of right now, it seems like, unless
Yeah.
they want to go do
Okay,
something else.
okay. Nope,
How do we know when
just
this
clarifying.
pops off is the question I have.
You'll know when the council starts.
Okay. Basically, they'll be like,
Yeah, there'll be like a big pomp and circumstance. Yeah, it's
Got
like a
it.
big show. So you'll definitely know.
there it is. And I just had to say to Jack, just think about all the guys you can recruit after you kill a bunch of High Lords. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
there.
A couple of ships. Huh?
Oh, I've already got a couple of ships, but
A couple more.
Couple
Right?
One of
It
them
could call-
is rudderless out in the sea. 2 of which have been destroyed.
Sounds about right.
But he does have
And
multiple
one
ships.
the size of a luxury liner.
You do,
okay?
you
Exactly.
do have a cruise ship.
I have a freaking cruise ship crewed by ogres.
I think you only have like 1 ogre left. I think the
I was
others
going to say
died.
that most of those guys
No,
died.
we got he got.
No, you have
Yeah,
other
a few.
crew, but
Yeah.
there's only
Just
one
one
ogre,
ogre.
I think, left.
Oh, I thought he went.
It was one or
okay,
two.
never mind.
Yeah, maybe 2
All right.
tops. You did.
So if
lose.
there's 2, they can multiply.
Yeah, you lose it. Yeah. Well,
There you go.
I guess I don't know ogre biology that well, so it is
correct, not
possible.
ogre.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
For
All
sure.
right.
Okay.
For the gray robes, folks, again, behind, just to the north of you, that spiral staircase leads down, and that other staircase in the top right corner leads up into the second level. You know that the second level is where the queen is going to be entering from. And you also know, everybody will know, based on the intel that Smeen has, is that, again, all those areas in 63 are going to be just jam-packed with
Troops.
the top level troops, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is like not, and like we're not talking about like the Bozak Draconians. We're talking like high level, skilled fighters.
Otherwise known as Bozaks.
Otherwise known as Bozaks.
Well,
Yeah.
should,
So just need to figure out who's going to be dancing with the queen, and who else is. There's not really
anyone
enough
wanna-
people to go and just like take these guys one on one.
Well,
Is
you
it
still, and
usually-
again, you still have Calum, who's going to be arriving at some point. You still have Curlithlon, Gorel, and Burke. Curlithlon and Gorel will be able to get to Ariakis.
Right.
Burke would be somewhere in 63. And you've got, I guess that's it, right?
That is it, right?
Yeah.
It's.
Now-
I mean, even. With
Oh,
those
and you
couple
have Rick Cordwood, who, if he's able to escort Lorana, he will be up in that second level near the Queen of Darkness.
Yeah.
So does-
And now and
But you guys have no
whole-
idea what's up with
yeah.
any of those other people. Keep in mind, but
We just assume they're going to be there when we need them.
right, yeah.
I would assume that, yeah. My grandson will show up. I met him one time. He seemed like the likable sort to show up.
He
He
seems like
seems responsible.
he likes a party.
Yes, exactly.
He enjoys gatherings.
And does anyone want to sneak downstairs and have a quick peek down those stairs?
Well, isn't somebody going down there already? Who are the
Well,
people
we're going to have to
with
when
Gem Boy?
when the show starts. We're going to have to go down there. I'm saying should we scout it out?
We don't have to go down there. There was the gem guy, and then the wizard, and somebody else was going down already, right? Or
Yeah,
were they
someone
waiting
was
to
heading
go?
down there. I don't know who they were. I
don't
know
know
that
who
I
they
was
were.
told to no on certain terms. I was not welcome.
He is, yeah. You keep far away. Why don't you go to the top of the tower?
When Takesis is coming through the portal,
Mm-hmm.
are we talking like physically push her back or push her back with magic?
Hard to say.
Push her back, way back.
Hard to say.
Okay,
You do have DragonLances.
you have DragonLance.
I will
Yeah.
remind you of that.
Okay.
And there's a reason that this is called DragonLance.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
So what you're saying is we should just throw those all out.
Yeah, you don't need
We're
them.
not
Yeah,
going
not
to
anymore.
need them.
We don't need
Yeah.
those.
Not going to need them now.
No.
Okay.
You
We don't
used them.
have
You,
dragons.
used
We're at the
Let's
end.
get
you
into
guys
it.
used them once. Yeah, that's all. That's all you
Right.
need.
That was the use of that. That's why they named it DragonLance.
So, although magic probably couldn't hurt, but again, she is a god.
Yes. Yes.
That's what she
So
tells
probably unwise to physically touch her.
Oh, I have no intention of touching her.
And if you do remember, which I
Bad
don't think you do, yeah. You just tweak her nips.
Oh, jeez.
You don't do that to a god. Ooh, I kind of liked it.
But she's a naughty god.
you. All right. That's
All right,
enough.
we're good.
Wait a minute. If she's got 5 heads, does that? Wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Anything
No.
wrong?
How many nipples does a 5-headed dragon have? This is something they don't mention in the source books. Weirdly enough,
Oh, that's weird.
that is weird. Missed opportunity. Chris
Yeah,
Andrews
does a
says,
dragon have an udder like a cow? Or is it, we never really
No, I
explored
think they're
that.
reptiles, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or is it more of a
reptile.
reptile thing? And I'm not sure what kind of, what a reptile has, so.
no. I like that you went right for the cow udder for the dragon, though. That was your first question.
Well,
That's a
I am from
weird
farm
visual.
country, so.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
This is why you wanted to paint up Jadek like a cow.
Exactly, that's what I see.
Does dragon milk exist? That's all we need to know.
That's it. That's the only reason we're here, is to find this out.
Okay.
Anyway, the one thing I will remind you as well is that when Paladine, aka Fizban the Fabulous, was talking about driving,
Yeah, someone needs to go through the portal. and close it, right?
someone needs to push her back through the portal to basically close the door. There's not a
I
door
think I
necessarily,
can close that door.
and it sounded like it was a one-way trip.
Ooh, damn.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody's got to sacrifice himself.
Oh, I
Well,
wouldn't
that,
call it
that leaves the
sacrifice.
pirates out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do have a couple of knights.
I wouldn't call it a sacrifice. I'd call it an honorable duty for
Somebody else.
For
For
someone
somebody
who's
to do.
all about their duty.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, so you have some things to think about for next week, as that will bring us to the close of tonight's session. 3 minutes early, but Adam's got to go to bed. Anyway, hopefully next week I will be healthy. But until then,
We'll have some combat next week.
um,
I think we're there.
yeah,
lot,
we're definitely,
maybe.
we're
Think
moving.
we're
Feels
through
like
this.
we're there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
There will definitely
Rolling
be,
some initiative next week.
yes, there will definitely be
Coming.
some. Chris Andrew first says we're gonna need a bigger squirrel. Then cheers 100 bits to Will. You guys invited Will just to sacrifice him. Not cool. Yeah,
If that was the case, I'd be playing a noble knight or
it's
something.
true.
Not this
Yeah, we would have
pirate.
brought Alphasian. Even though Alphasian wouldn't do it either, if we're honest with
No,
ourselves.
no, he's not-
No,
Would've been
like
Alphasian,
that.
Alphasian would have
would totally
100%
do it.
done that.
He totally would have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, Alphasian was chaotic good. It's all about the means justifying the end, and the end was to keep Takesis gone. So
Yeah.
he totally would have did it.
I love the
would-
fact
he's
too,
all about
still, that you created a chaotic good knight.
I know.
Yeah,
You
I
let
know.
me.
I did let you. I did.
You let me.
It was fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who is the bigger fool? The fool himself or the fool who follows him?
I don't know. It's kind of a fun party.
Good, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with us on D&D Fridays. We'll be back next week to see how this plan that they've got put into. Well, there's a number of plans.
So you're
Alan,
saying we're in the end game now?
we are in the end game now.
Nice.
Yeah, the end game is still going to be a few sessions here.
So that's like what, a month or two?
Yeah, there's a
games?
lot going on.
We
So yeah. So anyway, welcome back, Will, for our finale here. Thank you all for hanging out with us in chat as always. And for Gaz, Mike, Sedge, Kemchan, and Will.player. Jesus Christ. Oh, I forgot how bad that was.
I think he just gained an extra life.
Yeah, I did. I leveled up.
There's a little mushroom slid by.
That's right.
I am Adam saying good night. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Happy Pride Month, and we will see you next time on Dragonlance. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.